Using the color panel, you can fine-tune the colors applied to your shapes. If you don't see the color panel on your screen, you can find it at Window, Color. So on the stage here, I have an avocado shape, and I want to make it a little bit darker and apply a custom color to the shape. So I'll open up the color panel, and I'll make the change. When you open the color panel, you'll see a bunch of different sliders and other settings that you can control to modify colors. The first thing I want to point out is something where people commonly make errors when working with the color panel. Often, people will think they're editing a fill color, and they will actually be editing the stroke color. You can tell whether you're editing a stroke or a fill based on whether stroke color or fill color is selected. You can tell which one's selected because it has a dark background. So right now I have fill color selected. There are also buttons to set the default colors, black stroke and white fill, no color to remove a stroke or fill, and swap colors to swap the colors for the stroke and the fill. The color selection area and vertical color slider varies depending on what you have selected on the right. On the right side of the color panel, you'll see HSB, RGB, A. These values stand for hue, saturation, brightness, red, green, blue, and alpha. Alpha refers to the transparency of an object, with 100% being fully opaque and 0 being fully transparent. So you can adjust these values using the color area or the color slider, or you can drag the sliders next to hue, saturation, and brightness, red, green, blue, or alpha. It's your choice. When you're changing a color, the top half of the color preview area shows the color that you're changing to, and the bottom half shows the current color. For example, I have the purple color for my avocado right now, and if I click and drag the brightness slider down, you'll see that that top half of the preview area gets darker. So I can see what it is, and I can see what it's changing to. Finally, you have the hexadecimal value area in the color panel. This value uses a 6-digit number to represent a color. The first two numbers represent the red values, the second two represent the green values, and the third two represent the blue values. The valid values for the colors are 0 through 9 and A through F. It's called hexadecimal because it's a 16-digit base. So 0 would be the lowest and F would be the highest. For example, I can enter a color like 268, 448, and press return on my keyboard to apply the change to the shape. So using the color panel, you have a much greater degree of control over your colors than you do just using a regular color picker.